DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Live proudly, boldly, and with peace of mind by advocating for your health with an early cancer screening. The LGBTQIA+ community is at higher risk of cancer, but screenings can detect cancer early when it's most treatable, giving you the power to live exactly as you are. Talk to your healthcare provider today. If you don't have insurance, talk to a nurse navigator to see if you qualify for free screenings.
In prison after amassing Molotov cocktails and threatening to blow up a group home. Plus, details on a loitering crackdown for a popular beach town, and a bit of Long Island spirit came to Rehoboth this week, what the reality TV star was doing in the first state. Those stories and much more straight ahead tonight on DETV News. Good evening and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Topping the news today, a 49-year-old Wilmington woman is dead after crashing her moped near Rehoboth Beach. Delaware State Police reported that troopers responded to Hebron Road at Canal Crossing shortly before 2:30 p.m. for reports of the wreck. There, they found Darla Becker of Wilmington badly hurt. Police said that she was trying to navigate a sharp curve in the road when she lost control. Her scooter reportedly hit the curb, knocking her off. Becker was taken by ambulance to a local hospital where she had died. Anyone who may have witnessed the crash is asked to call police or Delaware Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen. And a Millsboro man is headed to federal prison for 87 months on weapons charges. The Office of the U.S. Attorney for Delaware said 25-year-old Job Gillette was living in a group home and had somehow amassed 17 Molotov cocktails, an AK-47, and a ballistic vest in a shed outside of the group home. The man also had materials like styrofoam that he had planned on adding to the Molotov cocktails in an effort to, quote, help the burning liquid adhere to the target and create clouds of thick, choking smoke. He also had screws and nails that he was going to add to the incendiary devices to increase their destructive effect. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Gillette made threats to, quote, blow up or burn down the group home and reportedly spoke of a new world order, a conspiracy theory that powerful and behind-the-scenes entities are working to create a global totalitarian government. Staying in Sussex County, a public meeting was held in Georgetown this week to discuss ongoing Environmental Protection Agency testing and treatment for chemically contaminated land in the town. The testing is part of an Environmental Protection Agency Superfund project, which is a federal response to treating contaminated land. The meeting discussed the equipment being used to test the water, the history of the contamination, and the potential treatment plans. The northern region of Georgetown, shown here on the map on your screen, was determined in 2020 to require long-term cleanup. It contains both residential homes and commercial buildings. The groundwater underneath of this area was identified as containing hazardous substances from the industrial use of chemicals. The EPA presumes the chemicals had originated from two laundromats that were once located in this area where they were potentially mishandling materials. The EPA says Georgetown drinking and bathing water is completely safe as a plant in the region is treating the water, but the community will work to make sure that the town stays healthy. More information about this is available at georgetowndel.com/water. And sticking in Sussex County, Dewey Beach Town Commissioners are expected to vote tomorrow, Friday, on whether to extend a curfew in the community known for its nightlife. Currently, folks under 18 years old are prohibited from walking outside without an adult or other specific circumstances from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. on work nights, with the curfew expanded to midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. Now, exceptions are made for minors returning from a job, of course. The proposed curfew change is part of Friday's scheduled 3 p.m. town council meeting. The debate will come in an announcement by Dewey Beach Police that they are looking to stop loitering, especially in the shopping center on the ocean side of Coastal Highway and Dagsworthy Street. A violation of Dewey's curfew comes with a fine of up to $100, and a parent can also be fined the same amount following notice that their child has previously violated the curfew. Now, Bethany Beach moved its youth curfew from 1 a.m. to 11 p.m. 2 years ago. Fenwick Island holds a 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. curfew as well, but Rehoboth and Lewis do not have limits on when those under 17 years of age can gather in public places. Moving upstate now, Newcastle County Police arrested 5 teens early Wednesday morning for the thefts in the North Wilmington area. Officers were called to the 2000 block of Oak Lane Road around 2 in the morning Wednesday for a theft that was in progress. The 5 teenagers ranging in ages from 13 to 17 were found nearby, stopped, and questioned. Police said they found the group in possession of items allegedly stolen from cars, along with multiple keys and key fobs. The 5 are being held on $20,000 bail. Police are investigating if the group is responsible for other recent thefts and are asking anyone with surveillance video that's relevant to the case to please contact them. Local police, along with emergency management officials and United Way volunteers, all joined forces on Wednesday to continue the cleanup in the Newark area following strong storms last week that brought hurricane-force winds to our area. The teams helped collect limbs and branches for disposal in commercial dumpsters that were jammed full of tree debris. Newcastle County Emergency Management Coordinator Dave Carpenter says the effort comes after a crisis cleanup hotline was activated this Monday. The crisis cleanup hotline will be in service from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. through Friday tomorrow, and then August 18th, and then again starting Monday, August 21st, all next week through Friday, August 25th. That hotline number seen on your screen is 302-219-6825. And Governor John Carney signed 3 pieces of legislation into law this week that strengthen mental health support services, especially for students both in and out of school. The signing took place at William Penn High School in front of dozens of mental health advocates, lawmakers, education officials, and members of the Newcastle County Police Behavioral Health Unit. The legislation includes House Bill 3, providing mental health days for students, House Bill 4, that's called Nolan's Law, and it's named after Nolan Whitman. He's a charter school of Wilmington senior who died by suicide in early 2022. And then the third is House Bill 160, which provides a dedicated funding source for behavioral health crisis services like the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline through a 60-cent phone line surcharge. In other news, a nonprofit accelerator program has been introduced with the goal of putting smaller organizations on the fast track to growth, enabling them to serve more Delawareans. The Delaware Alliance for Nonprofit Advancement, also known as DANA, will take applications for its accelerator program now through October 1st. Then, that will determine which ones could benefit from some additional technical assistance, coaching, and consulting. DANA is looking for nonprofits that have been operating for at least 3 years, and according to the Delaware Alliance for Nonprofit Advancement, budgets are of course tight for nonprofits at a time when requests for their services have been on the rise. You can learn more about this at the website seen on your screen. And military spouses here in the First State have a new service to help them land jobs. The Military Spouse Transition Network's new career program is a partnership between Delaware and the National Association of State Personnel Executives, an organization dedicated to improving the communication and exchange of information among state government personnel executives nationwide. The program is designed to help military spouses employed by state government agencies in the NASB member states. Delaware's Department of Human Resources is extending an invitation to assist with career placement to all military spouses and their dependents relocating to the state. The process starts when the military member receives a permanent change of station notice. Once they receive this notice, military spouses are encouraged to contact the designated MSTN liaison in their home state, who will connect them with the appropriate personnel in the receiving state. Now, this process facilitates an information exchange, providing military spouses access to a wide variety of valuable career services, including resume assistance, skill translation, and important professional contacts. Have tickets to see The Boss this weekend? Well, unfortunately, your weekend is now just a bit freer. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band show at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia has been postponed. Springsteen has reportedly taken ill, according to a message on X, formerly known as Twitter. He indicated that the band is working on rescheduling the Philadelphia date, so if you have tickets for the show, be sure to hold on to them. They will be valid for the shows once they are rescheduled. And check this out, Long Island medium Teresa Caputo was in Rehoboth Beach this week filming at the Purple Parrot. Photos posted on the restaurant's Facebook page showed Caputo sitting at a table in the beer garden surrounded by a camera crew. She also posed for a photo with an employee. The Purple Parrot general manager says the big-haired reality star was there for just about 2 hours, and it appeared that she was there to meet with some locals who were seated at the table with her. She also did impromptu readings of at least 2 other guests, we're told. Caputo starred in 14 seasons of the reality TV show Long Island Medium, but the last season aired back in 2019, so it's not exactly clear on what the star was filming in Rehoboth. However, she is currently on tour, set to perform in Washington, D.C. on Friday and Bethlehem, Pennsylvania on Saturday and Sunday. And that's going to do it for tonight's edition of DETV News. Be sure to follow us across your favorite social media platform. And for a look about all things that's happening around Delaware, head to our website. That's detvch.com. With tonight's news, I'm Matt Ford. Lauren Wilson and I will see you right back here next week.
DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Live proudly, boldly, and with peace of mind by advocating for your health with an early cancer screening. The LGBTQIA+ community is at higher risk of cancer, but screenings can detect cancer early when it's most treatable, giving you the power to live exactly as you are. Talk to your healthcare provider today. If you don't have insurance, talk to a nurse navigator to see if you qualify for free screenings.
New today, the former state auditor is suing Delaware Attorney General for defamation. Details. Plus, dozens of abandoned dogs were seized from a Delaware home after being found in what's described as deplorable conditions. And things are going to look much different if you're headed to a high school football game this fall. We'll tell you about it. Those stories and much more tonight on DETV News. Hello and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks for being with us this evening. Topping the news today, former Delaware Auditor Kathy McGinnis is suing Attorney General Kathy Jennings and other state law enforcement officials for alleged violations of her constitutional rights, as well as defamation tied to the criminal case that preceded the auditor's election loss last year. Last year, McGinnis was convicted of 3 misdemeanors tied to her work as auditor in an unprecedented prosecution against a statewide elected official. The prosecution was led by Jennings and the state's top public corruption watchdogs and centered on allegations that McGinnis gave her child a job while in office, criminally intimidated her employees and rigged payments for a state contract to avoid oversight. After the jury verdict, the presiding judge tossed one of the convictions tied to the state contract payments. McGinnis was sentenced to probation and lost her election bid. The Delaware Supreme Court is currently considering an appeal of her remaining convictions. In other news, spectators attending games at one of 3 Appoquinimink High School stadium games this season will face extra security measures. Here's why. Guns were found in the vicinity of 2 Appoquinimink games last year, as well as a double shooting just outside the property of Appo High School during their rivalry football game with Middletown last year, and a gun was found in a hallway during a basketball game this past February. Appoquinimink is using a 2-pronged approach to try to prevent guns from getting near another game. First, the district has installed what's called Evolve weapons detection screeners to be used at the entrance of the 3 stadiums, with the ability to shift them to the entrance of the gyms during the basketball seasons. Evolve's technology is currently used at 5 NFL stadiums. In addition to the scanners, Appo has also partnered with Zero Eyes to put gun detection software into the security cameras in parking lots. That software can alert one of the technicians and school administrators within 3 to 5 seconds after a potential gun has been detected. And a possible case of swatting is under investigation by Newark police. Members of the SWAT team and crisis negotiation team responded to a reported shooting and barricaded person in the 100 block of Madison Drive Monday afternoon. However, there were no signs of violence or any threat to public safety. Swatting is a call or a post designed to bring a heavy police presence response to a particular area, but police said this is dangerous and it could divert critical resources from where they may actually be needed. Anyone with information about this possible swatting incident is asked to contact Newark Police at the number seen on the bottom of your screen. And sad news out of Sussex County, the Brandywine Valley SPCA is caring for 32 small breed dogs and 3 nursing puppies after they were seized from what are being called deplorable conditions in Lewis. Concerned neighbors contacted the Office of Animal Welfare and told them that no one had been seen at the Lewis home in days. Officers went to the home to find dogs running loose, jumping from an open window, and, quote, living in filth with no electricity or running water. The dogs are receiving veterinary care, and after grooming, spaying, and neutering, as well as some rehabilitation, they will all be available for adoption. Delaware Animal Services investigation is ongoing and criminal charges are pending. And nearly 3 dozen stolen vehicles or attempted vehicle thefts have been investigated by Newcastle County Police just in the past 7 days. Most of them are Hyundais or Kias. County police are urging drivers to lock up when you park, remove any keys, close all your windows, and simply take common sense approaches to make sure that your vehicle is where you left it. Police agencies still have free steering wheel locks available for vehicle owners. For more information on that initiative, please call 302-395-8050. Police say if your car is stolen, to contact 911 immediately and provide them with the following information: the car's license plate number, the year, make, model, and color of the car, the vehicle identification number, also known as a VIN number, and any tracking information or capabilities that your vehicle may have. Now, Kia and Hyundai have released software upgrades designed to counterfeit theft incidents, which have focused on vehicles without push-button ignitions and advanced anti-theft systems. And some area residents who have found themselves asking, "Can you hear me now?" while on a cell phone, Newcastle County officials are hoping to answer that with a resounding yes. Here's what's going on. County Executive Matt Meyer has announced that a request for proposal has gone out for construction and service of 3 new cell towers. Meyer made the announcement at the Hockessin Library this week, one of the several spots in our county that has a detailed analysis that showed lack of decent cell reception. Meyer said the county identified 3 major gaps. Those gaps are outside of Townsend, another one outside of Middletown, and then of course the one we just told you about around Hockessin. Funds for the project are about $1.3 million, and they're going to come from the Federal American Rescue Plan Act. And several staff changes are in the works at the Delaware Attorney General's office. The Director of Division and Civil Rights and Public Trust, since its inception, Mark Denny, is departing for the private sector. Denny spent 16 years with the Department of Justice. Jennings also named a new chief of staff. That's going to be Elmer Setting. It's a former Newcastle County Police Chief and most recently was Deputy State Court Administrator, overseeing security and operations at the 6 Delaware courts. Also a new position in the Department of Justice, Administrator of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, will be filled by Brandy Neal, who comes from the nonprofit sector. A nearly 6-month road work project is going to get underway this week on I-495 around Wilmington. The Delaware Department of Transportation says the 22-week project on the northbound and southbound lanes of the interstate will be done in segments overnight between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. The initial phase of the work will be on southbound I-495 on the bridge over top of Route 13 in Minquidale, and that is expected to last for 2 weeks. And before we go, there was no namesake fish caught this year in this year's White Marlin Open in Ocean City, but a blue marlin was the big winner. A 640-pound blue marlin was brought in on Saturday's final day by the crew of Floor Reel and landed top prize at this year's event, earning $6.2 million. A 265-pound tuna was tops in that category, while a 50-pound dolphin fish brought in honors in that grouping. A 57-pound wahoo rounded out the winners. There was no white marlin or swordfish caught this year. Meanwhile, the Delaware Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control has confirmed a more than 52-pound king mackerel, also known as the kingfish, that was caught late July is a state record. The kingfish was caught off Fenwick Shoal by Jeff McCoy of Millsboro. It beat the previous record, which had stood for 31 years, by more than 4 pounds. Good stuff there. And that's going to do it for tonight's edition of DETV News. Be sure to like and follow us across your favorite social media platform. And for a look at what's going on around our state, head to our website. That's detvch.com. With tonight's news, I'm Matt Ford. I'll see you again here tomorrow night.
DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Live proudly, boldly, and with peace of mind by advocating for your health with an early cancer screening. The LGBTQIA+ community is at higher risk of cancer, but screenings can detect cancer early when it's most treatable, giving you the power to live exactly as you are. Talk to your healthcare provider today. If you don't have insurance, talk to a nurse navigator to see if you qualify for free screenings.
There will be no harvesting of mussels and clams in the Indian River Bay, and an ATV crashes at Brandywine Creek Park. And who wants to be a billionaire? Those stories and more are coming up next. You're watching DETV News. Hello and welcome to DETV News. I'm Lauren Wilson. Residents in the city of Wilmington and suburbs probably noticed something different in their July water bills. Their rates went up. That's not all. They'll go up every year for the next 3 years. The projected increases for water and sewer rates for 2024, 25, and 26 will be 5.7% each year. Wilmington serves 39,000 residents in the city and suburbs, but Wilmington residents aren't the only ones to be hit with higher rates. Last April, Viola increased rates for Newcastle County residents by $4.51 a month, while Artesian plans to raise rates by $6.83. The company serves about a third of all Delaware residents. According to the University of Delaware's Water Resources Center, rates are 4 times what they were 20 years ago. In news from the police blotter, Delaware State Police say a man suffered serious injuries after he got into a fight with a man over internet access. Under arrest is 36-year-old Justin Watson of Camden, Wyoming. Investigators say he assaulted his 19-year-old roommate with a box cutter. Watson is being held at the Sussex Correctional Center on $14,000 bail. And 3 men were hospitalized following 2 shootings in Wilmington on Tuesday night. Investigators found 2 men wounded in the 1700 block of Locust Street near Vandiver Avenue. The 23 and 34-year-olds were admitted to local hospitals in stable condition. 30 minutes later, a 22-year-old man was found with gunshot wounds in the 600 block of North Jefferson Street. He was listed in critical condition. If anyone has information about both of these incidents, you should call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-TIP-3333. If your tip leads to an arrest, you could get an award. In other news, 2 people were injured in an ATV crash at Brandywine State Creek Park. Rescue workers from various agencies took about 20 minutes to free one driver. The 18-year-old male was flown to Christiana Hospital in critical condition. Another 18-year-old was thrown from the ATV. He was hospitalized in stable condition. In Sussex County, a recreational clam and mussel harvesting area in Indian River Bay has been closed. That after raw sewage was discharged into the Millsboro tributary yesterday. The pump station connected to the town of Millsboro's sanitary sewer system apparently failed. The amount of spillage was not released by the Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control. The department is monitoring repairs while the Fish and Wildlife Police patrol the area to enforce the closure, which will be in effect through August 24th. The good news is the harvests of crabs, conch, and finfish are not affected by the closure. Back in Newcastle County now, Delaware Symphony hopes to hit the right note when it finds a new music director. A 13-member search committee was formed after David Amato announced he was stepping down after 20 years. The committee is accepting applications through August 29th. Hundreds of people from around the world are expected to apply. Finalists will be announced by next spring. The new director is expected to come on board in 2025 with a different energy that every new conductor brings. And in Wilmington, thanks to Bank of America, 275 young people got work experience and some money to put in the bank account. The Youth Career Development Program taught the summer employees about the basics of budgeting, credit, investing, and more through a $100,000 grant from the bank. Mayor Mike Przicki praised Bank of America for investing in the city's future workforce while also teaching financial literacy to the next generation. Gamers, listen up. Wilmington University is offering Delaware's first college-level certificate for serious players. It's a new 18-credit, 100% certificate created by a company called Futures First Gaming. The CEO says 3 billion people around the world are gamers and sees this as a chance for students and parents to understand their children can be successful in the business. St. Mark's High School built a state-of-the-art esports center, and the Red Clay Consolidated School District has a partnership with the company to turn an esports club into a class pathway. All this a sign of the future. Speaking of the future, wouldn't it be nice to be a new billionaire? Lottery fever has hit Delaware and the rest of the nation as the jackpot has grown to about $1.25 billion. Now, the odds of winning are 1 in 302.6 million. But as they say, you have to play to win. And thousands of Delawareans are buying tickets for tomorrow night's drawing. Good luck to all. We'll all need it. That's going to do it for this edition of DETV News. Thanks for joining us. Continue to watch us on all social media platforms and hit that like and share button. I'm Lauren Wilson. Stay safe. Until next time.
DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Live proudly, boldly, and with peace of mind by advocating for your health with an early cancer screening. The LGBTQIA+ community is at higher risk of cancer, but screenings can detect cancer early when it's most treatable, giving you the power to live exactly as you are. Talk to your healthcare provider today. If you don't have insurance, talk to a nurse navigator to see if you qualify for free screenings.
Turn your front porch lights on. It's National Night Out. And local firefighters are on the move to help battle flames across the country. And Wilmington police crack an old murder case. Those stories and more are coming up next. You're watching DETV News. Hello and welcome to DETV News. I'm Lauren Wilson with your latest update. Topping the news is a big financial shot in the arm for the city of Wilmington. Today, U.S. Senator Chris Coons announced a $50 million grant from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development will be coming to the city. The $50 million Choice Neighborhoods Implementation Grant will help the revitalization efforts in Riverside and the greater Northeast Wilmington corridor.
It's just been so heartening to me to see the federal dollars flow to the city, which allow this city to breathe. Because I have to tell you, and people who've been here for a long time, all you have to do is drive around and look at our neighborhoods, and damn it all, people stopped investing a long time ago. People stopped caring a long, long time ago. And so it's a lifeline from Washington that I'm able to personalize because, like so many Delawareans, I've been friends with Joe Biden for years, and I know his soul, I know his heart, and we're the beneficiaries of that. And of course, nothing bigger than what we're seeing today, as Chris mentioned.
Today's news conference was held at Imani Village Apartments on Todd's Lane. U.S. Senator Tom Carper and Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester both supported efforts to get the federal funds for the city. In other news, Wilmington police cracked a cold case. Investigators say 33-year-old Yvette Wynn is facing charges related to the shooting death of 46-year-old Michael Parker in the 200 block of North DuPont Street. It happened back in December of 2020. Officers at the scene said Parker had been shot several times. He was taken to a nearby hospital but later died. Wynn was indicted for murder and firearms offenses last week. She's now behind bars, facing first-degree murder and other related charges. Newcastle County Police hope the public can help them crack a case. Investigators want to know who vandalized the Rock Manor golf course. Police got several calls last Thursday night about people on dirt bikes and ATVs turfing large portions of the greens and using the bikes to make donut marks. A photo surfaced on a site called Golf City that shows some of the damaged greens, and some bystanders did post videos on social media. Now, anyone who may have witnessed the incident or may be in possession of cell phone video is asked to contact Newcastle County Police at area code 302-573-2800. In Sussex County, police say a 51-year-old woman was killed in a 3-car crash yesterday. It happened around 6:15 a.m. in Delmar. Investigators say a car driven by a 19-year-old Seaford man was traveling south on Sussex Highway when, for unknown reasons, the vehicle crossed the grass median and entered the northbound lanes. It collided with an oncoming car driven by the Delmar woman. Both cars spun around and hit the front of a third car driven by a 64-year-old Salisbury man. The 19-year-old driver was taken to a local hospital where he's in critical condition. The Delmar woman was pronounced dead at the scene. The victim in the third vehicle was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. And a New Jersey woman is safe tonight thanks to Newcastle County's High Angle and Confined Space Rescue Team. The team crossed the Delaware Memorial Bridge and helped the rescue crews in Salem County pull the woman from a well. It took about an hour for the woman, who fell 20 feet into a well inside a home in Piles Grove Township. After she was pulled to safety, she was flown to the Christiana Hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Also from Delaware, more help is on the way for those trying to put out the wildfires at Yosemite National Park in California. 3 men from the Wildland Fire Engine Crew in Blackbird State Forest will spend the next 2 weeks joining other firefighters there. The Delaware Forest Service hopes to switch out another crew in mid-August. So far, more than 311,000 acres of land in 9 states have burned in dozens of fires. 841 acres are on fire in Yosemite, and the fire danger is expected to be even higher in the next 7 days due to the extremely high temperatures. And fortunately, no fires broke out yesterday when a dump truck with its bed in the up position took down some utility lines and broke off 2 poles. It happened in the Brookmead neighborhood yesterday and caused quite a mess. Power lines fell on one house but did not spark a fire. Cranston Heights firefighters responded to the scene. At least 100 homes lost power. All of this because of a repaving project that was going on in the area. Last week, we told you about the Newark High School student who was arrested by university police shortly after his graduation ceremony at the Bob Carpenter Center. The incident was caught on tape by bystanders. Well, tonight we can tell you that those charges against Mohammed Sanogo have been dropped. Police body cam video was released following outrage from the public and the Christina School Board. The Attorney General's office dropped all charges, but only after mandating that the honor roll student has to take a course that the AG did not identify. He also had to accept responsibility for the incident, but no word again from the AG's office about what that responsibility was. You'll recall Sanogo and a group of Muslims were praying in the parking lot of the Bob minutes after the graduation ceremony when police told the group to stop. After the group dispersed, police pulled Sanogo from his vehicle after investigators say he was seen speeding off in the parking lot and his tires making a screeching noise. While subduing the student, who suffers from asthma, he was heard telling the officers he could not breathe. The Christina School District voted to discontinue holding graduation ceremonies at the Bob. Turning now to news on a brighter note, tonight is National Night Out. Residents are asked to turn your front outdoor lights on and come out to activities around the state sponsored by police agencies. The tradition started 40 years ago. Its intent is to allow the community to become better acquainted with police officers in their communities. Family-friendly events are planned by police agencies up and down the Diamond State. Newcastle County Police are at Kirk Middle School, located at 140 Brennan Drive, with food, games, and fun. They'll also be handing out a limited supply of book bags. In Newark, National Night Out is being celebrated on Academy Street between East Main Street and Delaware Avenue. Both police agencies will have their canine dogs out to greet children. Down in Dover, similar events are taking place at Dover High School. Finally, if you're attending National Night Out activities or just out and about, be sure to look up. Tonight, a full moon is expected. It's the 8th in the 2023 year and the second of 4 so-called supermoons. That's when the moon appears to be brighter than normal because it's closer to the Earth than normal. You have only 13 chances to see a full moon this year, and tonight is one of those nights. The next supermoon will light up the night sky on August 30th and on September 29th. The good news is the skies are expected to be clear tonight, so you will have a chance to see the beautiful summertime view of the supermoon. That's going to do it for this DETV update. I'm Lauren Wilson. Be sure to catch us on all social media platforms and remember to hit that share button. Thanks for joining us. Matt Ford will be up next. We'll see you next time.